right, welcome back to Duskwood, episode 10. Essentially the fourth part, because the first part was an introduction and we had a second and a third part. I was actually pretty surprised, not gonna lie. I was pretty surprised, and I mentioned this in Discord earlier today. I was shocked to see that we had 3 sets of puzzles. Now, I knew we had a third set of puzzle by the end of last night's stream, but it kind of threw me for a loop, though, because we've had so many episodes where we had 2 puzzles. It was essentially a first half and a second half. And this final episode, we had 3 sets of puzzles. Well, I'm assuming 3 sets of puzzles. It seems like we're getting close to the end. I don't know if this is going to be the last one. There might be a 4th set of puzzles. I don't know 100% because obviously I've never played through it before, but we will find out. Now, first, let me go ahead and start Duskwood. That way we can get to the actual chats. I think Jake is talking to us. Okay. First, let me just shout out. I saw some new faces here. And a lot of you guys are already here saying hello. Welcome each and every one of you. I see Lily, Marwa, Alistair, Egg Chia, Allie, welcome everybody. We have a member here, Zach Baldwin. Welcome to the stream and welcome as a member, joining as a members and strengthening your tethered to the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Zach. You'll see that you received an invitation to the Discord. Definitely join that. It's growing every single day. It's getting better, getting more just awesome. But thank you for joining. It's great to see you. Courtney, Maria, welcome. Great to see everybody back. Lacey, Dea, Maribel, Claria, another new member. Clary joined last night as a member. Great to see you back. Thank you so much. I just saw Clary in Discord earlier. What was it, Clary, like a half hour ago? I think we were talking. April, welcome back. Amanda, welcome. Diamond White, great to see you back again. I apologize if I miss anybody. It's not my intention to do so. I'm just kind of scrolling through and trying to catch as many names as I possibly can. And if I missed you, just shoot me another text saying hello. Drains, welcome. Jason Starks also joined as a member. Welcome to the Tether, Jason. And thank you for joining as a member. It's great to have you. Great to see you here. I've seen a lot of comments about the puzzles being difficult. The puzzles they're hard. They're not, the puzzles are not easy at all. Springtrap Beauty, welcome back. Great to see you again. Broly, I remember Broly and Patty S, welcome. Katarina S, welcome. Silver Wolf, man, I'm seeing a lot of new names. Digital Diaries, welcome to the stream. Becky, Jessica M, it's great to see everybody here. I'm super excited, and I hope you guys are as well. Again, if I miss your name, I apologize. It's not my intention. Jessica Dow, welcome. I remember Jessica. It's great to see you again. John Rod, great to see you again. Girl with the Lost Soul, welcome. Allie Lee, welcome to the stream. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, say hi and I'll shout you out. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, we are back in Duskwood, episode 10, the final episode of Duskwood. We are here talking with Jake, and this has been such an amazing journey. I remember starting Duskwood 3 years ago. 2019 is when we started Duskwood, and it's been such an amazing journey. 3 years, and I wouldn't take anything back. It's been great. I mean, you as the subscribers, you as the viewers, the supporters of this channel have been nothing short of amazing, and I truly appreciate everyone's support, whether it was simply liking the videos, commenting on the videos, sharing them, watching them, giving me those amazing kind words of encouragement. I truly, truly appreciate it. Those who sent me some amazing super chats and some awesome super stickers. Those who joined as members. I couldn't ask for a better set of viewers, subscribers, followers, whatever you guys want to call yourself. I like to call you the tethered. I couldn't ask for a better tethered than you. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and talk to Jake. Tongue-tied. I wish to ask one last favor of you. So Jake has already, in the last video, in last night's stream, Jake has mentioned to us that Jake's gonna go down into the iron, what was it, the iron something mine, the Iron Gate mine, Iron Trap mine, whatever it was called. I wish to ask one last favor of you. Do you want to say that with such pathos? Pathos? Do you want to say that with such pathos? What favor? Sure. What do you want me to do? Jake, whatever you need, I'm here for you, Jake. I'm here to help. And Chantel Skywinter, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Maribel, hashtag Stay Jam Genius. I appreciate that, Maribel. Maribel I believe Maribel is probably the longest member, the longest of members. And I appreciate all of your support, Maribel. Thank you very much. Iron Splitter mine? Is that what it was, Amanda? The iron mines of something. I would like you to ask to tell. I would like to ask you, or I would like to ask you to tell Mike. For some reason, I could not see those words. I would like to ask you to tell Michael that you are on the way to the Grimrock. We're not telling Michael, though. We're telling Richie. I will sus Richie until the man without a face reveals the face under the mask. I will sus Richie up until that point. And no one, not even Jake, is going to sway me away from thinking that it's Richie. I sussed Richie 2 years ago. It's been 2 years of me sussing Richie. I'm not going to give it up. I'm not going to give it up. I'm a big, firm believer in picks or didn't happen. And I've got damn videos proving that I sussed Richie from 2 years ago. Back in 2020. Possibly even 2019. I'm not 100% about the 2019, but definitely 2020. Pretty sure 2020. I have videos of me sussing Richie. Videos or it didn't happen, right? Picks or it didn't happen. I've got the proof. All right. I'd like to ask you to tell Michael that you're on your way to Grimmer. I won't help you doing something so stupid. Michael will know I'm lying, of course. Look, of course, I'll do that. I'll tell Michael. I mean, why not? I mean, Michael doesn't know what I look like. Michael doesn't know what Jake looks like. Granted, I'm not telling Michael, but I'm saying Michael because Jake is saying Michael, so I'm saying Michael. But the man without a face doesn't know my face, doesn't know Jake's face. So if I say that I'm on my way and it's Jake, man without a face is going to think Jake is me. Regardless, he doesn't know what we look like, so it doesn't matter. Kalai, Selvi, welcome. Kermit, great to see you again. Welcome, welcome. But I will definitely do it. I should be going into the mine either way, I should be going into the mine rather than Jake. I know I should be. 100% should be going to the mine rather than Jake. You have put yourself in danger for long enough. Listen to Michael's demands would be suicide. I doubt. I don't think so. I don't know. You don't know that. Listening to Michael's demands wouldn't be suicide for me. I know how to defend myself. I can protect myself. I could take man without a face on. I totally could. as a man without a face, I could totally take on another man without a face. Look, nonsense. Nonsense. I can take him. How long do you think how long do you think would it take you for you to reach Duskwood? I, a week, maybe two. Where even is Duskwood? Where even is Duskwood? Is it out in Germany? Where even is Dusk? He's gonna be like, he's like, exactly. You don't even know how to get here. What makes you think you can take care of it? Where he's in, he just smiles. He knows. He knows I have no idea where it's at. Hannah and Richie are alive and are both in the Iron Splinter mine. Iron Splinter. I can almost pinpoint their exact location. I cannot say how long this will be the case, but I know that we only have this one chance. So I understand. Okay, I get it now. I can't get to Duskwood in time, so Jake is going to man up and do it himself. I get it. But if I could get to Duskwood in time, I would do it. It would be up to me. April, welcome to the stream. I don't remember if I said hello to April yet. If I did, then you get it twice. Look, you might be right, Jake. By the time I get to Duskwood, Richie and Hannah might have moved on. They might move to a different location. You don't know. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't make this situation any better. Big dictaphone energy. That big dictaphone energy. I'm going to set off now. Fair enough. Okay. Please let me know when you get there. Good luck, Jake. Be careful. You can do this. Look, good luck, Jake. I have faith in Jake. I do. I have as much faith in Jake as he has in me. So with that being said, if Jake has no faith in me, I guess I don't really have much faith in Jake. But I know Jake has faith in me. Jake has trusted me from essentially the very beginning. I mean, he reached out to us very scarily, but he reached out to us indeed. And he trusted us from the very beginning. I know he did. Unknown. Oh, that's right. We needed, look, I've been thinking. Wait, no, that's not good. I got to tell Man Without Face I'm on my way. I'm going to, oh, okay, good. I'm going to accept your offer. I'll see you at the Grimrock. Screw you. I would love to be able to tell Man Without a Face, screw you. Like, I've been thinking, screw you. I wished I could, but I'm going to accept your offer. I'll see you at the, look, I'm going to accept your offer. Mr. Unknown, Mr. Man Without a Face, Mr. Richie. So let's finish this. He didn't even respond. What a jerk. Tongue-tied, I have reached the Iron Splinter mine. That was fast, Jake. That was really fast. We what, like 30 seconds? He made it. He must have already been on his way. He said he was going to set off now, but I think he was already like on his way. He was walking to it. He had already parked. He had to have, right? I mean, because he got there really, really fast. I'm happy to hear that. Very good, Jake. Have you seen Michael anywhere? Everything going well so far. Everything going well so far, Jake. Like, no hiccups? Yes, it is. Okay. I suppose that's good. Everything going according to plan. Yes, it is. Do not worry if I suddenly go offline. The reception here is very unreliable. We kind of knew that. We knew that the reception was kind of spotty in those areas. I thought as much. Thanks for the warning. We can be happy that there's any reception at all. Look, thanks for the warning, Jake, because Obviously, if he just goes offline, it's gonna start like immediately panicking, like an immediate panic. Jake goes offline. Could you take a picture for me? Premium content option. We're gonna do it every single time. I need to know what I'm missing. I've never been in a mine before. I need to know what I'm missing. I'd like to see what's going on, Jake. Send me a pic. Pics or it didn't happen, Jake. He's definitely there. Man of his word, Jake is. That's a hell of a mine, too. Iron Splinter Mine. Creepier than I imagined. Comfy. Good job. I didn't go myself. It's creepier than I imagined. I would still go. I'm not afraid. I'm not. And whoever says that I am is misled. It's hearsay. If you say that I'm scared, that's objection hearsay. I'm not scared. I would go in that mine. I'd do it. During my research, I found out quite a bit about this iron splinter mine. You've done a lot of research, haven't you? You did? You did, Jake? Let me hear what you've come to find out in your research. I believed Michael must had a reason to hide an iron splinter mine of all places, and I think I found the reason. What's the reason, though? Because it's spooky, because it's so extensive, the mine fits the legend? No, what would be the reason? As I said, the Iron Splinter mine has a total length of more than 60 miles, right? The main entrance in Tarrandale has since been turned into a museum, including a part of the tunnels that has been made accessible for visitors. However, most of the tunnels behind that are blocked off and in danger of collapsing. I would estimate that Michael has about 30 miles of tunnel at his disposal. So he went in there with a ton of real estate to be able to hide or hide Hannah anywhere that he wanted to in 30 miles of tunnel. So I suppose that would be a good, but I feel like if you go into a mine shaft like that, you kind of limit your escape opportunities, right? Like there's really only a few ways in and a few ways out. So I don't know. Perfect for him to hide in. That's quite a lot. What if he's been hiding there from the beginning? He might have been. He might have been hiding. No, he wasn't hiding there from the beginning because Richie was all over town in the beginning. So, so he wasn't hiding there from the beginning. But it does seem like a good place to hide. That was my thought too. Of course, because me and Jake, we think alike. I have reached a shaft. I glanced over. All right. I glanced over and I saw a few of you chatting about the dictaphone. And then I looked back down and I saw I have reached a shaft. Of course. At the base of the dictaphone. According to my research, the ladders in this shaft go down for about 200 feet. It's a long shaft. In case any of the ladders are damaged or missing, my plan will have failed. Well, hopefully none of the ladders are missing or damaged. Can you see that from where you are? You've been keeping that detail from me on purpose. Can you see if they've been damaged or missing from where you're at right now? I wonder. No. I cannot see anything below the first ladder and the ledge below it. It is too deep and winding. That's what she said. Could you maybe, could you maybe show me the shaft, Jake? This isn't supposed to sound like this, right? Is it just me? Did anyone else get this kind of like experience? Like, or is it just me? Was it just me? Am I the only one? Like, did anybody else play this before me and they're like, this has got a lot of dick innuendos? Talk about dictaphones, long ass shafts, deep and winding. And now we're asking Jake to show me the shaft. I gotta know. I've gotta know. Getting kind of spicy again. It's hella spicy. That's a shaft, all right. It's a lovely looking shaft you got there, Jake. I'm going to need both hands. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna need both hands for this part. Oh, I can't anymore. I need both hands for this shaft. Please be careful. Can't wait. I can't wait. That means you won't. Oh my god, I did not read that as a flashlight. Oh, when I first saw that, I took the A and replaced it with an E in my head, and that's what I saw. I did not read flashlight. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to. I'm like sweating right now. It got hot in here quick. Oh my goodness. I'm going to need both hands for this part. Please be careful. I can't wait. Look, Jake, I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, I'm crying. I'll put the phone away now. All right. As soon as I've reached the bottom, I'll let you know. Oh, trust me, we'll know. We'll know when you reach the bottom. Damn. Who are we talking to now? Still Jake? I have no idea. I have no idea who we're talking to now. Are we just waiting for Jake to respond? Oh. Oh, okay. We can respond to Jake like, how you doing? Can't stand mines. You okay? Did you reach the bottom yet? Kermit, we need holy water now. I need to rinse my mouth out with holy water, then swallow it. Just oh, not good. I think we're still waiting for Jake to respond, maybe. Or maybe we can respond to him, because I don't see anything else that's happening. Can't reach out to anyone. We're just waiting for Jake there, are we? Who knew this game was so dirty? I wonder, it makes me wonder, and which we're at this next part now, but it makes me wonder, the developers, when they were writing this, were like, I'm assuming like it's a few writers are probably sitting around a table, or maybe they're Skyping or video chatting or something like that. But when they were coming up with this story and the responses, were they just laughing their ass off this whole time like I am with all these like weird like sexual innuendos? Or is it just me? Am I the sick person here? I don't know. It might just be me. I don't know. I feel like the developers were probably like super innocent, and then I come in here and I'm like dictaphones, shafts, long and winding, like deep. Maybe it's just me. I hope you're all right, Jake. April says the developers were horny as hell. I'd like to think that. I'd like to think it's not just me and that the developers did this just to throw some comedy in there. I think, but I have no idea. I'm not in the inner circle with with everybody or the developers. I wish I was, but I'm not. Still talking with Jake. Still waiting for Jake. Oh, he's writing back to us. I have reached the bottom. What's it look like, Jake? Very good. That took ages. I was about to sound the alarm. Look, good. It's very good. Honey Bear saw a lot of people on Reddit laughing about it. So it's not just me. I'm not the only one. That's good. That's good. I'm not the only one. Thankfully, the ladders were relatively stable. However, they have been exposed to constant Of course they've been exposed to constant moisture for years and quite rusty. This is why I am unsure whether I should even consider them for the return journey. If there's an easier, safer way out, then maybe take that. I don't know. But if you need to get out in a hurry, maybe take the moist ladder, the moist shaft. Especially if there's three of you. Oh, true, there might be three of them, and I don't know if three of them could fit through that deep of. I don't know how wide that shaft is, but I don't know if three of them could fit through that moist shaft, deep and winding. Probably not the best. Are there any other ways out? Are there any other ways out? Maybe there might be a way out. Maybe you can find the way to the museum. You can get out through the museum. That is possible. Yes, however, they come with some extensive detours. If you're not having to go up a rusty, moist ladder, might be worth it. In 1899, while the mine was in service, there was a large explosion down there that the causes of which were never fully found. Oh, so you might actually potentially be running into a dead end, a cave-in situation if you try to go a different direction. Interesting. This is getting better and better. Sounds horrible. Yeah, I'm going to just say it sounds horrible. It must have been. Yeah. Explosions down in a mine is definitely not good. On that day, about 1,000 people were located in the mine's tunnel. 800 of them died? Wow. That's terrible. The inhabitants of Tarrandale attributed the disaster to something supernatural. Most of the supernatural, like ghosts, spirits, something supernatural. Most of the workers who survived refused to enter the mine from then on out. I don't blame them, especially if there's ghosts down there. Ghosts down there blowing up the mine. It's understandable. Was the mine closed? Look, it's understandable. I understand. I wouldn't want to go back down into a mine that was blown up by ghosts either. Jake geeking out on mine facts is hot AF. April, you sure got down that shaft real quick. Well, when it's moist, April, it makes it easier. Please don't demonetize me. Anyway, the catastrophe is the reason for the mine being largely inaccessible nowadays. Today, the mine uses these old ghost stories as advertisements. Apparently, the calls of the deceased workers can still be heard echoing through the mine. It wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe turn it into a ghost tour. That would be kind of cool. Make some money off of it. That's bound to lure in some tourists. I would think so. I would think it would be bound to lure into some tourists. Of course. On one of the higher levels, I could hear the wind howling. And I must admit that it sounded eerily similar to a call. There is a reasonable explanation for everything. Ah, I see. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for everything. Maybe. Strange. What's strange, Jake? According to my map, I should be at a fork in the path. But I'm at a dead end. Maybe you're at a part where the mine collapsed? How could that be? Weren't you paying attention? Am I too much of a distraction for you, Jake? How could that be? Maybe the mine collapsed and it wasn't on the map. That's a possibility. I realized early on that the tunnel's pathways differ from those depicted on the map, but I thought it was not too much of an issue if I stuck to the path I planned out. Well, clearly that didn't work. So your map is wrong. Of course that's an issue. Are you lost? And did you stick to the path? I'm guessing the map is just wrong. Right? So the map is just wrong. It's just not updated. You just had like a cave in a spot. We will find out very soon. One moment. I'm going to go back a bit. He's going to do some backtracking, make sure he's on the same path on the map. Well, this is just great. This is just great, Jake. Can't believe. Look, I'm not gonna say that. Like, there's no reason to get all frustrated with Jake. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't. This is just great. How could you be so incompetent, Jake? No, he's fine. He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. You just got to get back to a certain point where it makes sense on the map. And maybe he made a wrong turn, but that's okay. I know I can be pretty distracting, especially when I'm talking about dictaphones and shafts and deep winding holes that are moist and rusty. I don't know why they're rusty, but I can understand why it would be a little distracting. Do you think you could still turn back? Is there any way I can help you? Is there any way I can help you, Jake? I mean, we can share facts about mines again. Wait a moment. There's something here. Okay. What do we got? What do we got here? What is it? You've got me on tenter. There's that word again. Tenter hooks. Wasn't it Duskwood? We had tenter hooks before. And I asked somebody, I was like, what the hell's a tenter hook? But I guess it's like you got me on edge, like you got me on the edge or something like that. You got me on tenter hooks here. I'm guessing it's not Hannah or Richie. Look, I'm using it. I think I used the last time tenter hooks came up, but we're gonna use tenter hooks again. You got me on tenter hooks here, Jake. got me on the edge. You got me on the edge of my seat. I have reached a strange room. A room. There are countless documents and files here. There must be hundreds. I have to look at this. Do we really have time for that? It's got a bunch of mine facts on there that Jake needs to learn about. All right. Okay, but be a little hurriesome, Jake. Alan, what are you doing, Alan? Please excuse my late reply, tongue-tied. I took your video straight to Bob Lindner from our legal department. and he immediately recognized the Iron Splinter mine. Of course he did. The Iron Splinter mine? No, we know. You don't you don't say. You don't say. Like, I've been telling you this the whole time, Alan. You would just listen to Chief Tongue-Tied. I'm about to be Alan's boss here soon. When we solve this and I make my way to Duskwood, I'm about to be boss Chief Tongue-Tied. About to be Alan's daddy. You should know, Bob is an avid mountaineer and cave enthusiast, and apparently there is not a single wall in this whole area that he doesn't know like the back of his hand. According to him, there's even an old secret entrance in Duskwood to that mine in the form of a hatch. And guess where that hatch is located? The Grimrock Waterfall. You goof. I'm not good at guessing. It's located at the Grimrock Waterfall, right where I told you, Alan, by the Grimrock Waterfall. Repeat what I'm saying. Just repeat everything I say, Alan. I don't believe it. No, I don't believe you, Alan. Oh, really? Question mark. As you repeat what I said. Excellent job you did there. Am I really complimenting him? I hope this is sarcasm. I hope this is MC sarcasm towards Alan, because if it's not, I'm treating it as sarcasm. All right, just so everyone here watching is very, very clear that I am not complimenting Alan in his work. I am being extremely sarcastic. Excellent job you did there, Alan, as I did everything for you. Your praise should be directed at Bob Lindner. You serious? I literally told you everything. I told you where to go. I told you what to look for. What I want to say is, you were right about the Grimrock. Of course I was. Even though you were on the wrong floor. No. No. I wasn't on the wrong floor. You still have to find the hatch. The hatch is on the correct floor. Please excuse my little joke. I'm actually a little excited. What the hell's wrong with you, Alan? You're pissing me off. You see, I'm currently back on my way to the Grimrock. No, Alan, please turn back now. Well, fine. That's good. Good. Oh, I hope he doesn't run into Jake. We have to let Jake know that Alan's on his way back. Oh, that wouldn't be good at all if he ran into Jake. He's going to think Jake is the man without a face. That's not good at all. I knew you'd be interested in, and now please excuse me. It's time to clear up this case. Jake? Hello? Change of plan. Alan knows about the Iron Splinter mine. Alan just messaged. Alan knows about the Iron Splinter mine. He's on his way to you right now. He's on his way. Straight to you, Jake. Egg Chia says it perfectly. Well, shit. I tried to stop him. I didn't. I suppose I could have tried, but I didn't. I don't know if it would even work. It wouldn't have worked. It would have made me look really suspicious if I was like, no, don't go back. I know you found it, but don't do it. I'm just kidding. Like, turn around. Don't go. You should get out of there as soon as you can. Alan can't find you there no matter what. Look, he can't find you there, Jake, no matter what. Like, I don't know. He can't. He can't find you. And Jake's not even talking to me. He's offline. Okay, you're back. Thank you, Jake. Tongue-tied. I'm here. I'm here. Yes, I think the reception was gone for a moment. Yeah, I'm here. Got to get out of there, Jake. It's not good. I have to tell you something. All of these documents. He's still looking at the documents? Jake, we're on a time crunch right now. No more looking at documents. There are the documents we found in Michael Hansen's house. Oh, I figured that. That's what I was thinking they were documents. I didn't really think they were Iron Splinter Mine tunnel facts. I did think It was like the documents we found in Michael Hansen's house. You mean the stuff that was hanging on the walls, our evidence against him? Right, all of our evidence against him. Alan told me the Hansen house was empty. So this is where Michael brought everything. Now we know why. Right, now we know why it was empty. He brought everything here. Yeah, he brought everything there. But that doesn't really matter right now. Did you see my messages from earlier? You have to leave the mine right now. Did you see my message from earlier? Alan's on his way. He's on his way to the mine right now. He could be there any minute. He could be there any minute. You got to get the hell out of there, Jake. You can't let him see you. You can't let him find you. That is not good. No, it's not. No, it's not. Does he know about the entrance by the grip? Yes, he does. And that's where he's headed. I see you guys talking about the movie called something about My Bloody Valentine or something like that, or my Bloody Valentine. It's a horror movie that took place in a mine shaft. It's actually a really good horror movie. I remember when it first came out, I went and watched it in the theaters and stuff. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so Alan does know about the entrance by the Grimrock. Very good. That means he will enter the mine from the Grimrock and find himself in the western part first, which gives me some time. If Michael sees Alan. What if Michael sees Alan? That would kind of put things that would kind of mess things up. Because Michael, or Man Without a Face, not Michael. It's not Michael. I know it's not Michael. It's got to be Richie. But until we find out, the Man Without a Face will see Alan and know for a fact that it's not me. Because Man Without a Face knows who Alan is, I'm sure. Michael will think I've told Alan about him. He will know I won't be coming. He'll know that I won't be coming if he sees Alan there. Cloud, what's going on, Cloud? Great to see you again. Yes, I'm afraid you are correct, but I cannot leave yet. This is too important. Listen to me, tongue-tied. I found the letter. What letter? Oh, the letter! Amy Bell Lewis's letter. The letter that Alan could not find in Amy's apartment. Right, from the dictaphone. It all comes back around. But remember when we were listening to Alan's dictaphone about the letter in Amy Bell Lewis's apartment? Jake found the letter. I told you Michael took it. What does it say? Who wrote it? Ooh, what does it say? I got to know what it says. I think we know Amy Bell Lewis wrote it, but what does it say? Will he send it to us? He would just send a picture of it to us. That way we can read it ourselves. I think perfect. Send it. One moment. All right. I would love to be able to read it. I will take a picture of the letter for you. Perfect. It's great. Hurry up. Hello? Hurry up. Jake? What the hell are you doing? Probably have reception issues. I mean, I've got 3 bars. I'm good. 4 bars. I'm set. I cannot do it? What? Why not? The lighting conditions are too bad. You will not be able to read its contents. Yes, I can. Just let me try. Keep trying. Can you summarize what it says for me? Look, just keep trying. Or summarize what it says. But I need to know. It's very, very important, I think. I mean, I'll try scanning the contents with my smartphone. I thought that's what you were doing. I thought you were trying to take a picture of it with your smartphone. Whatever. Good idea. You got this, Jake. I thought that's what he meant by take a picture of it. Like, take a picture of it with his smartphone. Scan it with your smartphone. Amy's letter. Perfect. Here we go. It's a letter to um it's a letter to Hannah, and it is from Amy. So Amy wrote it. Hannah, I'm sorry for saying goodbye to you like this, but I can't go on. Not one step further. I have succumbed to the pressure and a long time ago. Don't judge me too harshly for choosing this way out, but I can't forgive myself. If I'm being honest, I never allowed myself to forget because that would have meant that I had stopped regretting. I can feel his judging eyes lying upon me as he stands by the edge of the forest, so dark and silent. He is nothing more than a shadow, but he does not disappear when I turn on the light. Could he be nothing more than a manifestation of our guilt, created and formed by our thoughts? Our eyes play tricks on us in the dark, but can the same be said about a tortured mind? No matter how far we walk, we always end up with ourselves. My mother once said that. I never understood what she meant by it, but now I do. I want you to try and find peace, and I want you to know that you couldn't have changed anything. And so I hope that things will be different for you and that you will find a way to be able to live with the past. Make peace with yourself so that in the end, he may disappear. Amy. It's definitely Amy's deletion letter. Um, and Amy has been living for 10 years with massive, massive guilt. And I mean, she couldn't handle it anymore. So, with this being said, did the man without a face kill Amy? I mean, it could be thought of that Amy killed herself, especially with this letter. Um, it's very possible that man without a face had nothing to do with Amy's death, but clearly may have moved her body to Hannah's, or not Hannah's, to Jennifer's memorial. It's very, very possible. Claire says, tongue-tied, you need to get involved in doing the voices for audiobooks. Tongue-tied story voice is the best. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Tongue-tied must be good at storytelling. Thanks. I appreciate that, Cloud. You know, for those who don't know, as you guys saw, we did have a couple people join as a member, and as a member, I do have some member-only videos that only the members can see and only the members can listen to. And part of those member-only videos is actually going through and reading off scary short stories, like little scary short bedtime stories. Which is something that we're definitely getting into as a benefit for the members only. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys for your kind words about my reading, because I appreciate it. It makes me feel good. But Lily asks, Amy committed suicide? Question mark. Yeah, it certainly seems like that. According to this letter, it definitely seems like Amy may have deleted herself. Hera, OnlyFans tongue tie. Start up an OnlyFans, as long as I can wear my mask. My mask, but only my mask. No, I don't. I do not have an OnlyFans. And I wouldn't hold your breath. I wouldn't hold your breath about me getting an OnlyFans. Mask is even better. Or he could just read smut for us. All right. So Clary, that's funny you should say that because I do have videos of um Dream Zone's story book for Half Human. Check it out, Clary. I don't know if I can get through. I don't know if I can get through like actual those type of stories. I can't keep a straight face or keep from laughing. I just those type of stories I can't take seriously. But Jake, Amy took her own life. It definitely seems like it. Definitely seems like Amy took her own life, and Michael didn't kill her. At least that's what according to the letter, that's what it seems like. I really thought Amy had, I already thought Amy had committed suicide. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest. I'm pretty surprised. I'll be honest. Like, I'm surprised that this came out that she committed. I know that there was a theory, but I didn't really know if I don't recall believing in, or not necessarily believing in a theory, but I don't recall like really following that theory. I just always thought that like the man without a face might have had something to do with it. But so I will say I'm a little surprised that Amy actually took herself out. Um, it's interesting. It makes two of us. Do you understand why Amy did it? I do. I do understand. I get it. She just couldn't go to jail. She knew she was going to die. She was feeling too. She was it was 100% guilt. She could no longer take it. She couldn't forgive herself. That's what her words are telling me. Yeah, she couldn't take the guilt. She couldn't forgive herself. And that's what all three of these make sense. Like she could no longer take the guilt. She couldn't forgive herself for one, and then she could no longer take the guilt. Like, but she couldn't take the I'm gonna say she couldn't take the guilt any longer. Read bedtime stories on your dictaphone. I should. I should go out and buy a dictaphone. Just to record random stuff. Because why not? So yes, it seems so. Poor Amy, she couldn't see any other way out. Right. I mean, she couldn't see any other way out, which is really sad. Until now, we believe that it was only Hannah who saw the man without a face. Through this letter, we have now found out something completely different. Amy also saw the man by the edge of the forest. Right. So could it have been that their guilt caused them to see this man without a face? Or was Richie or Richie was the man with I'm so convinced. Or was the man without a face actually like stalking them and constantly like whoever the man without a face was knows that Hannah and Amy did this and would constantly stalk them and just dress up and then stand by the edge of the forest just in their eyesight, like just in line with them so that way they saw and just were in constant reminder of what they did. And whoever this man without a face is never didn't want to go to the police, didn't want to give them up, didn't want to tell on them, but also didn't want them to ever forget what they did, right? I mean, that's possible. So he showed himself to Amy later than he did to Hannah. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know. It didn't mention showing himself later to Amy than Hannah. I would assume it would be right around the same time. But it is very strange. But it definitely seems like whoever this man without a face is knew what Amy and Hannah did, but didn't want to tell them. Didn't want to go to the police about it, but they wanted to make sure that Amy and Hannah never forgot what they did to Jennifer. And it seems like they stalked them for a long time and constantly showed themselves to Hannah and Amy to be a constant reminder and to make sure that they never forget what they did. And that potentially just drove them to the point of such deep depression, especially for Amy, that she chose to take her own life. That's crazy. That is it. Amy seemed to not be sure until the end whether he was only a figment of her imagination or reality. Right. It doesn't, in that letter and then in all the evidence that we currently have, it didn't seem like the man without a face ever became physical with them. He just always was there. He just always was like off in the distance, making sure that that Hannah and Amy could see him, to be that constant reminder. She knew deep down it doesn't matter anymore. We will find out. Look, we're going to find out the truth. We're so close. We're so close to the truth that, oh, I can almost taste it. It's not too late, but it's not too late for Hannah. She's still here, according to that live stream that we saw. This letter could just as well have been written by Hannah, but why would Michael take this letter? I think it's a better question. Why would Michael take this letter? Or why would the man without a face take this letter? Maybe he feared the letter would incriminate him. After all, he must have held it in his hands as he read it, so his fingerprints will be on the paper. Just because your fingerprints are on that paper doesn't necessarily mean that it would incriminate you. It just means that you read the letter. But I don't remember reading anywhere in the letter that it was incriminating anyone other than Amy and Hannah, until they started mentioning how they're seeing the figure, right? Until they kept saying he was standing there off in the distance. He's standing there in the shadows, or on the edge of the forest. They mentioned that. So I guess any police officer would see that and they'd say, who is this third person, maybe? But you could also kind of, even in the letter, it mentioned, is this, Amy mentioned, like, is this reality or is this a figment of my imagination based off of the guilt that I'm feeling? He definitely, I mean, whoever the man without the face is took the letter and read it, but I don't know if the fingerprints is what he was thinking about. I don't think so. Thinking like that doesn't seem like him. Then he would have had to take the envelope too. What other reason? Right, if he was worried about his fingerprints, it would be on the envelope. He had to open the envelope. He had to take the envelope or open the envelope and take the letter out, so that his fingerprints would be on the letter too, or the envelope. If that was the case. A very good conclusion. Which means he must have taken it for the information. He was mentioned in the letter after all, after Tall. After the little typo there. He was mentioned in the letter after all. He wanted to cover up her suicide. Why would the man without a face want to cover up Amy's suicide? That doesn't make any sense either. It doesn't make sense why the man without a face would want to cover up the suicide. It also doesn't make sense why he would want everyone to think that he was responsible for the death either. But he was kind of mentioned in the letter. They mentioned him. The letter could just as well have been written by Hannah. Well, I guess we're going to talk about that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think the letter was written by Hannah. That doesn't make any sense. Objectively, I mean, if Amy hadn't signed it, she could. Oh, so like this could have been, like, if there was no names, if there was no Hannah or Amy name on it, like, you could easily say that, like, this was written by Hannah just based off of the information that it gave, the fact that they were struggling with guilt, maybe even depression. If it wasn't signed, then it definitely could have sounded like Hannah. That is true. That is very true. And Hannah might have been on the same path as Amy. Hannah was taking medication for depression. She was taking antidepressants, so she may have well possibly been on the same path as Amy. It's very possible. I can imagine that this accident 10 years ago left Hannah with some deep wounds, even if they both ultimately dealt with them in different ways. I can hear something. Oh, is it Alan? Is it Michael? Is it Hannah and Richie? It's not Michael. You're not going to hear Michael down there. Wouldn't that be crazy if they came across Michael's bones? Like Michael went into the shaft and then eventually died in the shaft. That would be interesting. They eventually found Michael's just dead corpse. It wouldn't even be corpse, it'd just be skeleton. They found Michael's skeleton. But he doesn't know. So Alan reached out to us. I must admit the Iron Splinter mine is a lot larger and more confusing than I thought. That we all think that, Alan. It's definitely always it's always a lot larger and way more confusing. You'd think it'd just be easy, but it's never easy. It's always it's always way more confusing. I take it you just arrived. Please be careful. Have you seen anyone? Have you seen anyone yet, Alan? No, neither at the Grimrock nor down here in the mine. So he hasn't seen anyone at all. Little Peanut, welcome to the stream. Zaina, welcome, welcome. It's great to see you guys here. I also think I saw Tartface earlier. Welcome, Tartface, if you're still here. It's great to see you as well. Neither at the Grimrock nor down here in the mine. Where are you now? Was the hatch open? Where are you at now, Alan? Issy Nicole, welcome. Hello, hello. Great to see you again, Issy. Sharma, welcome. It's great to see you again, Sharma. Alan, not even Bob Lindner could tell me, but you. Excuse me? Like, what do you, but you? What do you, like, where am I? What? Something happened. I think the reception is getting worse. Your messages aren't coming. Your messages aren't coming through, Alan. What are you talking about? It doesn't surprise me. The reception is probably getting worse the deeper into the mine I go. Wait, I found something. What did you find? Sounds like a trap. What'd you find? What'd you find, Alan? There's a room here filled to the ceiling with stuff, mainly documents and newspaper cuttings. Oh, he found all the evidence and some photographs. He found the evidence. Jake was just there. And Jake's not there anymore, so maybe Jake's hiding. Thomas Miller, Lily Dawnfort, Dan Anderson. Can you tell me anything about this tongue-tied? Yeah, you found the evidence. That's all of the evidence. All of this was hanging on Michael Hansen's walls. This was why we wanted you at Michael Hansen's house. Well done, Alan. Look, this was all hanging on Michael Hansen's walls. This is why we wanted you to go to that house. Paul Hendrick Network, welcome. It's great to see you again, Paul. What's up, tongue-tied? Not much. Just finishing up Duskwood, the long-awaited final conclusion of episode 10. I heard a noise very close to me. What did it sound like? Where did it come from? Go straight towards it. Ooh, get to cover. Ooh, could it be Jake? It might be Jake. What did it sound like? Delivery error. No, no. Make yourself known somehow. Please be careful. great. Alan? Why? Delivery error. He's not getting my messages. I hope he's not running into Jake. That's not good. Damn reception. I don't want to tell him that Jake is down there. I don't. I just don't. I don't want to mention it. I don't want to mention it. But... Oh, no. He's going to run into Jake. I know he is. Please don't... Oh, please don't run into Jake. It's a mining cart.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like no more messages are coming through.
Little grainy of a video. You need to get a better light. Why are you going down there without a good light? Oh, he's got his pistol. I just noticed he has his pistol out. Oh no. Whatever you do, don't just start firing. That won't be good. That's not going to be good. Oh, that's the fork that Jake was talking about. That's the fork. Oh, his light's giving out.
You need to do something for me. Call the police department in Duskwood. Explicitly ask for Eric Biggs. Talk to him and nobody else.
Eric Biggs.
Tell him. Who's there?
Oh, don't... Wait. Wait. Oh...
My name is Alan Bloomgate, Duskwood Police Department. I am approaching you with my weapon drawn. Make yourself known immediately.
That's good. He has good control. He has good control. Oh, I thought somebody was going to be there. This is a crazy mine shaft. Oh!
My goodness.
Is that Hannah?
Done for it. Are you all right?
You found Hannah.
Richie, please, please.
Richie. She said find Richie. She said find Richie. I mean, we knew Richie was down there. But why did she say find Richie? But we found Hannah. Alan found Hannah. That's good. But why would she say find Richie? Wasn't she supposed to be next to Richie? Wouldn't they be next to each other? Why aren't they next to each other? Hold on. I have to check something. You guys remember, where is it? Where's the, hold on. I wonder if that live stream, you guys remember the live stream? I wonder if the live stream is still active. Where can I find the live stream? Unknown? I think it's under unknown. Camera 5. The live stream should still be active, right? It is still active. The live stream is... So, we found Hannah. We found Hannah, so this live stream is bullshit. This live stream is junk. So clearly, my theory in the last stream, my theory last night, that this live stream is on a loop and it just has an overlay making it look like it's in live stream, was true. It is. This live stream is false. Because we just found Hannah. Hannah's not sitting there tied up anymore. And Hannah's not with Richie. Hannah's not with Richie. Because Richie's the man without a face. Richie has got to be. I don't believe that he's not. He's got to be the man without a face. None of it makes any sense. He's got to be. No one can tell me otherwise. But I need to tell the rest of the group. It's amazing. We finally found Hannah. I can't tell you guys how exciting that is. 10 episodes later. 3 years later. This started in 2019. And 2022, we finally freaking found Hannah. She is alive and well. It only took us 3 years. Took us 3 years to find Hannah, but we did. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it with my own jam eyes. Little Peanut says after 2 years. It might have been, well, so Duskwood came out in 2019. Now, was that late 2019? Like, was that like towards the end of the year 2019? And obviously we're towards the beginning of the year 2022. So it might be like 2.5 years. But really close to 3 years. Well done, tongue-tied. Alan. Alan's in the mine too. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah. I'm a jam genius. We have Alan to thank for this. Now, you have me to thank for it. If it wasn't for me, Alan wouldn't be down in that cell. Not cell, the mine. He wouldn't be down that mine. Look, Lily, it's a long story, but Hannah is safe. Safe and sound. What's going on, Elke? Great to see you again. Yusef, awesome to see you again. It's always good to see some common faces. Well, not faces, but common names. It's always great to see some repeating names. It's always great to see new names as well. So if you're new here, you haven't said hi, make sure you say hi. So Lily can't believe it. And what about Richie? He was with Hannah, wasn't he? Is Jake okay? Went after the other police. No, Richie wasn't with her. I haven't heard from Jake in a while. Richie wasn't with her. Oh, no. I just thought about it. Jesse, Richie is about... I'm so convinced that Richie is the man without a face. And when that's proven to be the truth, when that's proven to be the case, that is going to break Jessie. That is absolutely going to break her heart to find out and to realize that Richie was the man without a face. Because I'm so convinced that he is. Before you all interrupt into tears of joy, you should open the stream. Yeah, it did open the stream. But you know what? It don't matter. It's a fake stream, Dan. It's fake. You don't have to worry about that. Well, I don't know what you're seeing. But according to the stream, Hannah and Richie are still in the cave. I see it too with but that's it's not possible. That's impossible. I saw Alan rescue Hannah. So the live stream we know is just it's fake. It's a fake stream. I was actively on the phone with Alan. I mean, Dan should know. Dan has experience with cameras and security footage. Dan should know that this could potentially be a fake. But you're sure it was Hannah? Of course. 100%. 100%. I know it was Hannah. Jake's such an amazing hacker. He didn't even notice the stream was on a loop. Jake's pretty amazing. I will say that. But we all have our flaws. We're not perfect. As much as people like to think that Jake is 100% perfect, we're not perfect. I mean, if he was perfect, he wouldn't need me. But I would say that as a team, myself and Jake combined, we are the perfect team. Because, I mean, we found Hannah. What even happened down there, tongue-tied? Oh, let me tell you. Nothing that would help us, really. Well, you already know the most important parts. Let me think. I got it. I'll tell you. All right. Alan called me. That's first. Because my messages weren't going through anymore. The reception down there was off. So the reception was bad, so he called me, which doesn't make sense. He couldn't get text messages, but we could get a clear phone call. All right. Anyway, I know that doesn't make sense, but Alan heard something. And there was a strange noise. Look, so Alan heard something. First, I thought Alan was going to find Jake. Alan thought it was the kidnapper. I mean, I thought Alan was going to find Jake. That's what I thought. But it ended up, but it was Hannah. Hannah was there. She seemed to be pretty haggard. She told him to find Richie. She came through the tunnel on her own. So she told him to find Richie. He's probably taking her outside right now. That was pretty much it. Now, yeah, that was pretty much it, because then it just kind of cut. Alan grabbed a hold of Hannah, and I'm assuming he took her outside. He's on his way outside with her. Could the stream still be lagging behind? Apparently it's live, more than 10 minutes lagging. I mean, apparently it's supposed to be live. The reception down there was pretty bad. Maybe that has an influence on the broadcast, but that shouldn't have such a huge influence. I don't think the reception would have a huge influence on the broadcast as much as it would have an influence on the quality of picture. I feel like that would be more of an issue. You would have a worse quality of picture with bad reception, or you just would have no reception at all, or there would just be no visual. There would be no stream if it was too bad a reception. So I think it would have more issues with quality than lag, I think. Yeah, I don't think that should have a huge influence on the broadcast as far as lagging goes. I can't see that being the case. Thomas knows what's going on. Of course you do, Thomas. You know everything. The stream is fake. Okay, he might have known. You might have known one thing, but I've been saying this for a long time. The stream is definitely fake. It's just there to fool us. I agree. 100%. 100% I agree. Thomas. So, where was this intelligence from Thomas in the beginning? Throughout, we had 9 episodes prior to this one, and now Thomas is like, oh yeah, I'm a little smart, by the way. I think it's a loop. Now Thomas turns his brain on. The last part of episode 10, Thomas is like, a light switch, brain's turned on. Now I know everything that's going on, and now I'm making actual intelligent remarks. It's a fake stream. He thinks it's a loop. I could have told you that, Thomas. Could you explain, but quickly? That would help me out too. It wouldn't help me out. Look, I'm just not going to say anything. Thomas is going to explain to Jesse what he's referring to. But it's not going to help me out because I knew that it was a loop. In a my uncle doesn't work for a TV station way, please. It's pretty simple. What we're seeing is a video that keeps repeating. If he says there's an overlay, if he mentions overlay anytime during this speech, I'm going to lose it. It's not live. Michael recorded it at some point. So maybe hours ago. It has nothing to do with reality. He might have recorded it hours ago. Yes. There just can't be any too obvious movements in the video, right? They're just kind of sitting there doing nothing almost. Otherwise, we'd notice them once they got repeated. Exactly. Then he only replays the same segment again and again without us realizing that it's repeating. In the end, all he has to do is broadcast the current date and time. And the illusion is perfect. He didn't use the word overlay. So I don't know if I should feel happy that he didn't use the word overlay, but he basically said the same thing that we were talking about last night when we were doing that last night's stream. It's exactly what we were mentioning last night. It was just a reoccurring loop. It had an overlay of the date and time that was just at an infinite counter up. Like it was perfect. And you think Michael can do something like that? It wouldn't be the first time he surprised us. It's not as hard as it sounds. Hard to imagine. Michael? I mean, we don't know enough about Michael to know if Michael has some type of extensive computer or software or broadcasting background. We don't know enough about Michael to know that. Because it's not Michael, but it is hard to imagine. I'm gonna say it's hard to imagine just because it's not Michael, but I know it's not Michael. But Thomas thinks he could. Anyone could do it with the right tutorial. True, I understand that. I understand anybody can do it with the right tutorial. The stream was meant to let us think Hannah and Richie were in the mine, unconscious, which they weren't. It was all a trap. So what does this mean, Tom? I'm curious as to what Thomas thinks this means. Lily, tongue-tied. You should probably tell Jake about that. Well, I'm talking in a group chat, so Jake should know. I was just thinking the same thing. Yes, I will. Good idea. Look, it's a good idea, Lily, but I mean, I am telling Jake. If Jake could just view this chat, he would know. But let's go ahead and talk to Alan. I have escorted Miss Donfort out of the mine. Well done, Alan. I'm very glad to read that. How is she? How is Hannah? After 2.5, 3 years of being, abducted by the man without a face. Still very shaken, but she doesn't seem to have any physical injuries. Listen, I wanted to go back into the mine, but the hatch was suddenly closed. Somebody closed it behind you? Cough back up. It was the kidnapper? Could you open it? It might have been Jake. Jake may have closed the hatch, maybe. I don't know. But we know that Jake is potentially still in there with the man without a face or the same person, maybe Richie. I'm afraid not. You have to get Richie out of there. The kidnapper is trying to flee. Do something. I think we should say you have to get Richie out of there. I'll see what I can do. If you get Richie out of there, you can arrest him for being the man without a face. Tongue-tied. What happened, Alan? Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Who have you told about the mine? Another little typo there by Alan. Who have you told about the mine? My friends. just my friends. Well, what? The FBI just arrived. Why? Why did the FBI get there? And it looks like they're definitely not here for Miss Dawnfort. They're there for Jake. No! And now Alan's offline. No way they're there for Jake. What the hell, Jake? Please come online quickly. I need to tell you something. Are you Jake? Okay, he's online. Good. You got to get out of there, Jake. The FBI is there. The FBI knows that you're there. I don't know how they know, but they know. I was just about to send you a message. I have found a computer that is broadcasting the stream you got from Michael. Tongue-tied. Yeah, it's fake. We know. The stream is fake. Okay, yeah. We know it's fake. It's a video playing a loop. I know. I just wanted to tell you that. Look, I know, but I need to tell you something. Thomas just found out. I found out a couple minutes ago. I already knew that, but that's not important right now. Alan said the FBI just turned up. Alan told me that your pursuers are at the... Look, Alan told me the FBI just turned up. You got to get out of there, Jake. Yeah. That cannot be. It is. I'm afraid it can. I'm afraid it can be. This is not good. Not good at all. What exactly did Alan say to you? That they're probably not here because of Hannah. Nothing useful. The way he said it, he wasn't the one who called them. Look, they're not here because of Hannah. Plain and simple. I understand. I do not have much time. No, you don't. You need to get the hell out of there. So what the hell are you waiting for, Jake? The computer I just told you about. Okay, but that's not important now. We already found Hannah. Not only is it broadcasting the fake stream, but it is also receiving some other signals. Other signals? Elaborate faster. What do you mean other signals? What I want to say is Michael has installed countless security cameras inside the mine. Ooh. And all of them are transmitting their signals to this computer. So we can see all the cameras then. Why does Michael have all these cameras? Jake, you're running out of time. Well, I think Michael has these cameras just in case somebody was to show up inside the mine. He could then watch and see where they were and where he needs to go to avoid anybody that might be in the mine. That's how I would assume. But Jake, you're running out of time. If I could deactivate the fake stream and transmit the camera's real images instead, and that way we might be able to find Hannah and Richie. We already found Hannah. Did we not tell him that we found Hannah? Jake, look at the group chat. Looks like you haven't been reading the group chat. We found Hannah. Alan just escorted Hannah out of the mine. Hannah is safe, yes. That is good news. Thank you, Tongue-Tied. My pleasure, Jake. We finally did it. I still can't believe it myself. She's in good hands. Look, we finally did it. Me and Jake, the jam champions, the jam perfect team. We finally did it. What about Richie? You mean the man without a face? Leave him to me. You can leave Richie to me. I'll take care of Richie. Yes, I'll take care of Richie. All right, I must leave this mine immediately. Yes, you do. Do you remember the way out? The hatch at the Grimrock is locked. Are there any other exits? We need to let him know that the hatch at the Grimrock is locked. Only from the inside. Alan told me he couldn't get it back open. He said it closed behind him. Can't get in out. Do you remember the way out? Are there any other exits? I know of none. Oh, that's not good. You need to find one. However, I fear it would make no difference even if I did know any. They will undoubtedly position themselves at every single one of the mine's exits. Or perhaps they already have. Do you remember the way out? Yes, that will not be an issue. However, I am worried about the shaft with the ladders. And in any case, exiting that way would take far too long. It seems I do not have many options left. But do not worry. I will think of something. Of course you will, Jake. I hope so, for your sake. That sounds kind of that was kind of a quick response for me, but I hope so for your sake. It sounds kind of bad, but I do hope that he does find a way out. We'll see each other in Duskwood. Take care. Good luck. Good luck, Jake. I hope you can get out without getting captured by the FBI. The feds. Time for you to end this, Tongue-Tied. Yes. Ho ho ho, I'm ready. I'm jam ready. Alan. Did you just do something to the stream? Why? What happened? What happened? I don't know what you're talking about, the stream. I suggest you see for yourself. Oh, I apologize. It's going to look weird to you guys. It's in landscape, but obviously we're doing this in portrait. But there's little arrows here. Can I actually switch cameras? I can. So Jake was able to change this before. Oh, it's the man without a face. Is that a bandage on his arm? Oh, that's right. He did get shot, didn't he? I forgot he got shot. Can we see that again? Will he walk through it again? Doesn't look like it. Can we see anything here? This one looks messed up. I don't think this camera's working. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's not doing good at all. His arm ain't moving. He's almost limping. Like, I'm not sure why he's limping. He got shot in the arm, but he's struggling. He is struggling. Is he gonna come through here too? I don't see him yet. I think this is the first video again. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's walking through. What is he doing? Oh, he's sitting down. What are you doing? Man without a face. Is that a phone? He's got a light out. Maybe it's his phone. Oh, he's actively he's actively texting me. He's actively we just saw him text me. I guess we'll see what he said. There was a moment where you were so incredibly close to the truth. What do you mean? I don't know the truth? But you were wrong about one thing. What do you mean, Michael? And what was that? What was that? I feel like I wasn't wrong about anything. There weren't just two people involved in the incident back then. There is a third person involved. There were three. So not just Hannah, not just Amy, but another person. Wait a second. It's got to be Richie. Hold on. Let me turn this down just a little bit so you guys can hear me. So it's got to be Richie, right? The third person, the AMC gremlin, which Richie was able to destroy the files for the AMC gremlin. So he had something to do with hiding evidence for Hannah and Amy, right? That's my guess. So Richie had to have had something to do with hiding all of this evidence from anybody because Hannah and Amy were involved. So Richie might be the third. I don't know the extent of Richie's involvement, but it's got to be Richie. And a lot of that has to do with the AMC gremlin. It's got to be, right? All right, I'm going to turn this back up and then we'll answer his phone call. Oh, he's going to unmask. Let's go! I fucking knew it! I knew it was Richie. Oh, we Scooby-Dooed your ass. Figured you out. Can't tell if he's upset or angry.
10 years ago, Hannah and Amy showed up on my doorstep. Pineglade was almost over. It was dark already. They wanted me to drive them to Grim Rock because Amy had lost something there. I can't even remember what it was. I had been at the festival the whole day, so I was drunk. I had a couple of drinks. I said no. But they insisted. They were in a hurry. And they already had made this huge detour to get to me, so. And I had been driving around our yard a couple of times. So I gave them the keys to an old AMC gremlin.
Yep.
One that should have been scrapped a couple of days later. So I thought, there's no harm in that, right? A couple of minutes later, they showed up again. And I almost didn't recognize the car. In the dark, with all these dents. There was blood on the windshield. was blood on the bumper. And none of them were capable to, as much as utter a single word. And I thought, it must have hit an animal, some deer that jumped in front of the car. So I drove them to the spot. And there she was. Girl. Covered in blood. Lifeless. We buried her in the forest. We never spoke a word of that again. I'm sorry.
Wow. I'm speechless. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all love to be right. And I was fucking right. I was right for 2 freaking years. I was right so long ago. I pointed it out so long ago in the videos and the live streams. And it's good to be right. I love being right. But now I'm kind of like heartbroken at the same time. That's so sad. So basically, what happened was that Hannah and Amy went to Richie, to his house essentially. And April, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Thank you for that. April says, can't believe you're right. Did you ever have any doubt, April? I mean, I'm the jam genius after all. So Hannah and Amy went to Richie's house. They needed Richie's help. They wanted Richie to drive them to the Grimrock because they forgot something or they left something there, but he didn't know what. He didn't know what they left. But Richie, being the responsible person that he was, said, "Nah, I've had too much to drink. I'm not driving." However, being the irresponsible person he was like, "Here's the keys to an old AMC Gremlin that's gonna be destroyed in a couple days anyways, no harm, no foul. Like, even if you wrecked the Gremlin, it wouldn't matter, right?" And it does sound like Hannah was underage to be able to legally drive, because he said, she's driven a little bit around the area, but not. It didn't say that she was like legal driver. So he was like, he made it seem like she wasn't legally allowed to drive, but he didn't see any harm in it because she has driven around the compound a couple times, I guess. So he gave her the car, and then they hit Jennifer. They went back to Richie. Richie saw what was going on, saw the blood, saw the dents in the car, and then proceeded to help Hannah and Amy hide and bury Jennifer's body. So Richie may not have directly killed Jennifer, but he helped in hiding Jennifer for Hannah and Amy. So Richie probably living with a similar guilt that Hannah and Amy have been living with for a very long time. Not the exact same guilt, but similar guilt. Jessica M, a member for 2 months. I appreciate that. Says, hope you have tissues for the ending scenes because it's not quite over yet. Oh, didn't know it wasn't over yet. I thought we were on our way out, but yeah, I can see here Richie has has a message to me. But so Richie experiencing a similar type of guilt, not the exact same type of guilt, but a guilt nonetheless of his own involvement in Jennifer's death. Not necessarily her death, but basically the cover up. So why was Richie trying to be the man without a face? I think, now this is just my theory, but I think that the reason Richie was playing man without a face, I don't think his intention was to hurt anybody. It almost kind of proves that his intention wasn't to hurt anybody because Hannah was not injured in any way. It also seems like we found out that Amy may have taken her own life and that Richie may have not had anything to do with it. But Richie, I'm guessing, maybe just wanted to, in some way, get Hannah to confess to her involvement with Jennifer. And in his own sick kind of way, he would try to torment Hannah and Amy into confessing their involvement with Jennifer and to bring everything to light. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's my theory. That's why Richie was being the man without a face. Let's go ahead and talk to Richie. Richie, I've always known. I always freaking knew it was you, Richie. 100%. I never once thought it was Michael Hansen. I knew it was you, but I didn't want it to be true. So much pointed at it just because I know you so well. Look, so much pointed at it. A lot of things pointed at it. Things that I noticed pointed directly at you, Richie. How could you do this to us? You were leading us all on this time. You were leading us on all this time. Why? I think that's a good question. Why? And the thing is like, now that we know 100% that it's Richie, Jesse, it's going to break Jesse's heart. It broke Jesse's heart when she thought that Richie died. Now she's going to learn that she already learned that Richie's not actually dead. Or at least, it seems like he's not dead. But not only is he not dead, which is probably going to make her super happy, but now she has to learn that Richie is indeed the man without a face and actually was the same person that attacked her. Richie attacked Jesse. And now Jesse's going to be so heartbroken. I feel so bad for Jesse now. I just don't have words for this. All the threatening calls. You're a monster, Richie. He did have a lot of threatening calls. Richie definitely didn't want me to have any involvement in this. I don't have words for this. Tongue-tied. Please let me explain. All right. Like you've got all the time in the world right now. Explain it to me, Richie. Explain it in detail. I want to know everything. You owe me that much. I have to understand. I've been waiting for a long time. I've been waiting for 2.5 years, Richie. I need to know. Almost 3 years I need to know. Look, I have to understand. I hadn't thought of the accident for a long time until Hannah came to the garage one day. Her oil pump, just a minor typo. Her oil pump was broken because she had driven into a pothole. So at least the thing about the oil sump again, the oil pump wasn't a lie, right? I do remember that I mean, we know that she went to the garage to get that fixed. But no, it wasn't a lie. I noticed immediately that there was something wrong with her, but she didn't want to say what it was. She excluded you, even though it had affected you too. Right. I mean, you got to understand, Richie was going through all this crazy guilt as well. She did. And I would have probably just left it at that. If I hadn't seen Amy in Hannah's car before she turned into my driveway, that worried me. So Amy and Hannah were together at the time. I suppose you weren't in contact with Amy since the accident, but why? Why would that worry? That's a good question. Why would that worry Richie? Why would Amy and Hannah being together worry Richie? It's a good question. I'm just going to keep asking him why. He's going to tell me everything. Amy never talked to us again after the incident. Oh, so Amy distanced herself from Richie and Hannah. So I knew it couldn't mean anything good that the two of them were out and about together. So I took a look at Hannah's sat nav, her GPS, her navigation, just like Jesse did later, to find out where she had been. After all, Hannah had just brought her car to you. Another little, just a minor typo there. Hat instead of had. Basically, I'm guessing just to find out where she had been. Correct. The address in the sat nav was that of Iris Hansen, Jennifer's mom. And then I knew that my worries were justified. I drove to Amy and she told me everything. Hannah found that bracelet. And then she suddenly saw a figure by the edge of the woods. But it wasn't really a figure then. It wasn't Richie at that time. So it really was just her imagination. Like, she was feeling such crazy guilt that she was just seeing images. So at this point in time, Richie wasn't the man without a face, but Hannah was seeing figures at the edge of the forest, of the woods. So it really was just her imagination then. Correct. He never existed tongue-tied, not until you made him real. I knew it was time. We had run away from it for long enough. He would only go away if we finally faced our past. Jennifer deserved it. And so did Hannah. So you went to the police? What do you mean? You wanted to do the right thing. Well, he didn't go to the police. I mean, that would be the correct thing to do. Go to the police and confess to everything. That's how you go on the right track. You can't fix it. Obviously, you can't fix it, but that's how you own up to it. That's how you start taking responsibility for it. But what do you mean, Richie? I need you to explain it to me. But Jennifer does deserve it. Everyone deserves, the truth from Richie, Hannah, and Amy. What happened then, Richie? I've got a pretty bad gunshot wound, and my bandages just came off. Right, he got shot in the arm. Sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry, Richie. What made you think you should just run into the freaking cabin anyways? Who even released Dan from the hospital? I think he escaped. I thought they said laughter was the best medicine. Well, it doesn't apply to gunshot wounds. I wouldn't think it would. I've missed your jokes. You know, I kind of did. Richie was such a nice person before I started sussing him about being the man without a face. And I didn't even think I'd ever be able to joke around with you ever again. Not after I saw Alan down here in the mine. I told Amy we should finally turn ourselves in, but she didn't want to hear about that. She said Hannah was only imagining the man without a face, and she just wanted to forget everything. So I made sure Amy would see him too. Oh, that's... So that's when the man without a face became real. Amy, as you saw here, Amy says that Hannah doesn't actually see the man without a face. She's just imagining it. And Richie was like, all right, well, I'm going to make sure that you see the man without a face too, because we need to come clean about this. We can't just not allow it. Freddie, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Great to see you again. So Richie turned into the man without a face to essentially get Amy to confess, but it turned out that it didn't lead Amy to confessing. It actually turned out to lead Amy into taking her own life. You became the man without a face, so Amy would change her mind. I understand. So I made sure Amy would see him too. To make Amy, I guess to make Amy change her mind. That's the reason why Richie did it. But it didn't go the way I planned. Right, she ended up committing suicide instead of actually confessing to it. Amy killed herself because of me. Yeah, you essentially tormented her into taking her own life. And when I found Amy, you realized it was your fault. You also found her letter. You realized it was your fault. I think he realized it was his fault. I don't think he found the letter when he found Amy, unless Amy was in the house. Suddenly her phone rang. It was Hannah. Because nobody picked up, she left a voicemail and I listened to it. What'd she say? She wanted to turn herself in. She wanted to come to Amy, meaning she would have seen you. What did she say in the voicemail, the voice message? She said she had something to go against her pursuer. But she didn't. Irrefutable proof that was real. And did she? What would she have against an imaginary pursuer? Hannah had set up a camera in front of Amy's house directed towards the forest. We know that. We remember that. We actually talked to Dan about that camera. But we remember that camera being positioned there in the house. And you saw on the camera where it was like a motion detector, and it kind of like had like a little crosshair that you saw something pick up motion of something. She must have filmed me with it. So Richie was being the man without a face towards Amy, and Hannah had set it up and filmed Richie doing it. I know that camera. You're a terrible criminal without noticing. Yeah, I know that camera. It was in Hannah's apartment before. I saw what it recorded. But we couldn't make anything out. We just saw that it picked up on motion. There must have been a receipt in my pocket. He must have fallen out, which Hannah saw on the footage. If she had gone to the police with it, you would have been caught. Possibly, right? Because you can determine based off of that receipt where it was bought or whatever was bought, at what time it was bought, especially if you use a credit card, it tells you information about the credit card owner. And if you use cash, then you can just look at the CCTVs to figure out exactly what time the person made the purchase, and you could see that person on camera. So Richie got scared. You could have just told the truth. I understand. You lured Hannah to Michael's house. I mean, you could have just told the truth. I mean, you were going to confess to it anyways, so why would this scare you? Like, why you were still going to confess, but now you go and kidnap a person and make things way worse. But you should have just you could have just told the truth. Probably should have just told the truth. I was overwhelmed by the situation, and one thing led to another. Yeah, no kidding. One kidnapping led to another, I guess. Who was Ted Madruga? Why did you mark Jesse? We don't know much about Ted. I'm hoping we can ask both of these questions, but in the event that we can't ask both of these questions, which question do I want to ask? I don't know much about Ted Madruga, but I am curious as why he did what he did to Jesse, whether that was mark on Jesse's door or the attack on Jesse. Like, I need to know why he did that to Jesse of all people. Maybe just to scare Jesse into getting her to stop researching the man without a face, because she was getting closer and closer to Richie and figuring it out. So why did you mark Richie? Or why did you mark Jesse? I did it because of Phil. What? Phil's still in jail. Why is Phil still in jail? Alan needs to get Phil out of jail. We found the culprit. And we know it's not Phil. But I did it because of Phil. I wasn't expecting him to get arrested. So I had to prove it couldn't have been him. Oh, Phil got arrested for his involvement in what they thought was his involvement in Hannah. And because he got arrested, Richie was trying to help the situation by putting the mark on Jesse's door. Because if Phil is arrested and in jail, who's putting the mark on the door? Well, not Phil. So maybe Phil's not the bad person. April says, you asked about Ted Madruga. What when you asked about Ted Madruga, what was the response, April? Let me know, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to ask about Ted. Oh no, I can ask about Ted. Never mind. Never mind. I get to ask about Ted. So I wasn't expecting him to get arrested, so I had to prove it couldn't have been him. So right, but that didn't really work because he's still in jail. So who was Ted Madruga then? Did he steal his file from the junkyard? And why did Hannah want to meet up with him? How is he connected to all? And why did Hannah want to meet up with him? Because Ted Madruga, she went to the prison to meet up with Ted Madruga. Ted Madruga was the original owner of the Gremlin. He gave us the car so we could scrap it. Gotcha. After the accident, I made the file disappear. Right, we kind of knew that. So it can be tracked back to you. I think. Personally, telling Ted the truth was part of Hannah's plea to fess up to the truth. I guess I've heard enough. If I told you I was sorry, would you believe me? I don't really know. No, I wouldn't. Yes. I I would believe him, and I'll tell you why. Um, Richie, other than driving Amy to the point of taking her own life, Richie didn't do any of this with the intent of physically harming anybody. Maybe the attack on Jesse, but he just kind of pushed her down. He didn't really hit her. He didn't really beat her or nothing, but he kind of pushed her down. But he didn't try to do anything to physically hurt or kill anyone else. He went about it the wrong way. I understand. He should have just confessed to it. He should have just talked to Hannah and Amy about it. They could have figured this out. But he took matters in his own hand to try to get Amy to confess. But instead, it just drove Amy into potentially more depressed state to the point where she took her own life. So I don't think it wasn't in Richie's intentions to hurt or harm or kill anybody. So if he said that he was sorry, would I believe him? Yes, I would. Kind of. I would believe you, kind of. Clary mentioned he was sort of he was the worst to us, to be honest. He spent the whole time threatening us and threatening to kill people. That is true. He threatened to do all that, but he never made he never went through with it. He never made truth out of any of that. You know, he never did what he said he was going to do. He said all that to try to scare us into stop looking for him, but he never made true on that promise. Zayna says after this emotional roller coaster, Tongue-Tied is going to be replaying Duskwood once again, but as a female main character. Can't wait to see him getting attached to Jake. Yes, we are going to go through and complete this as a female main character. I do believe I stopped at I think it was like episode 7. So if you guys haven't seen the current playthrough for the main the female main character, definitely go back and watch that. There are things that are different. Most of it's pretty similar, but there are things that are different. So if you guys want to watch that, you can definitely find that on my channel or even in the Duskwood playlist. But it is the female main character playthrough, and I think we stopped off right about episode 7. So we'll be getting back into that definitely. So I thank you, Zayna, for mentioning that. I appreciate it. But look, I believe you, Richie. Maybe when we do the female playthrough, we'll tell him that we don't believe him. We'll do the exact opposite. You know, the whole video with Hannah and me in the mine had a second part. Did. You mean the stream? The second part? What do you mean? What second part? In the second part, you would have seen me free myself of my shackles. Then, me saving Hannah and us fleeing from the mine. So he was going to try to make him out to be, you know what? I take it back, Richie. I don't believe that you're sorry. I don't believe it now because you not only did you do all of this, but then in the second part of the video, you were going to try to make yourself seem like the hero, that you saved Hannah, that you freed yourself from the shackles of the man without a face, and you were going to save Hannah, and then potentially just make it seem like Michael Hansen was the person behind all of this. Oh, look at that. Look at than me saving Hannah and fleeing from the mine while Michael burned to death in the fire in which he tried to burn the evidence. So you were just gonna frame Michael, who hasn't even been in Duskwood for how many years? You were just gonna frame Michael. You were gonna take all the credit. You were gonna be the hero. You know what, Richie? I take it back. I need to go back in time. I don't believe that you're sorry. I don't believe it. No, you're not sorry. You had this all planned. The only reason you didn't go through with the second part is because you got caught. You got shot in the damn arm, and you wouldn't be able to get out of that mine with a bullet in your arm and say that you weren't the man without a face. I take it back. Chat, I take it back. I take it back. I don't believe he's sorry. What a jerk. What became of that plan? He got shot in the arm. Your plan was foiled because you got shot in the damn arm, and you wouldn't be able to say that you weren't the man without a face after that point. He was framing a dead girl's father for kidnapping. He sure was. I can't believe it. Too late, tongue tie. Oh man, now I regret saying I believe him. I regret saying that I want to go back. I don't even I want to redo. I want to redo. What became of that plan, Richie? I bet he says he got shot in the arm. Dan shot me. I knew it. Yeah, you can't fake that. As you can probably imagine, that's not something you can easily hide. But don't worry, tongue-tied. I'm done with running away. See, he wasn't even going to own up. In the end, he did not plan on owning up to it at all. In the end, he was going to try to be the hero. He was going to be the shining star. He did all of this, and he planned on being innocent and being the savior. But Dan shot his ass, and that foiled his plans. Good on Dan. But he's done running away. So you're gonna turn yourself in, Richie? What are you gonna do? Jesse. I don't have the heart to tell her. I know I'm gonna have to tell her. Would it be better coming from me or coming from Richie? I can't even trust Richie. I can't trust it. Will Richie even tell Jesse the truth? Girl with the lost soul says Richie is a dictaphone. Why is Richie online? Oh, she's reaching out to Richie. We're spying in on Richie and Jesse's conversation. Hello? Are you Michael Hansen? No, Jesse. Oh, so she thinks Michael Hansen is using Richie's phone. I'm not. It's me. Richie. Oh my God, are you okay? Are you still being held captive? How did you get to your phone? Jesse. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Richie's about to break her heart. Oh my, I have to tell you something. He's about to shatter her entire world. It was me. What was you? What do you mean? I kidnapped Hannah. Richie, what are you saying? It was me. Richie was the man without a face from the beginning. See that? She's already in disbelief. She's like, no, that's not true. Richie says, I attacked you. That's not true. I don't have a lot of time left. Tongue-tied will explain everything. What? Why are you putting this on me? You're not Richie, right? You've just taken his phone. He's gonna call her. He's gonna call her like Pixar, it didn't happen. Video call her, it didn't happen type BS. No, Jesse, it is me. I don't believe you. Prove it. Pixar, it didn't happen, Richie. Her birthday is April 1st, April Fool's Day, which you hate. Anyone could know that. Oh, he is calling her. I can join this? I can join it. No way.
You're terrified of frogs. Because Phil put one in your bed when you were a kid. On your first day with us, you thought my dad wasn't the boss but the garbage man. Which he let you believe for like 3 days.
Oh,
You were there when we got my mom's diagnosis. You started crying even before I did.
I don't believe you. You couldn't do any of this. You would never hurt me. Please, tell me that it's not true.
I never wanted to hurt you, Jesse. None of you. And I swear, I never touched Dan's car.
Please.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, Richie. Richie!
Oh, poor Jesse. I thought he said his bandage fell off.
Will you forgive me?
Oh, the song.
All of my fears, see through my scars at once, and my false beliefs. I will for once now clear the rust of my heart. I let you hold the light that sees through my cards. These luxury shades now may fall out of my eyes. True colors of love and hate cannot be disguised. To me, you're not roses, and I don't need your songs. Just be my escape and help me break these walls.
No way.
Won't you let me break these walls? Reflections projects in my phone. They're floating back and making me cold. Those who don't try never know. Won't you let me break these walls?
everything is going to be fine in the end. If it's not fine, it's not the end. She saw somebody. Duskwood, you brought the story to life. What is this? What's next? The next adventure is already being developed, and we're looking forward to seeing you again soon. So we prepared a little something. What is that? It's like a hill. Before I hit the next button, I just got to react to what we just saw. If you watched that ending video there of the highlights of that and listened to that song and just heard and saw everything that you just heard and saw, and you didn't get goosebumps or feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, you're not fucking human. Like, you are a robot. A song that hit. That song hit hard. It was such a good song for this moment. The highlights there, obviously most of it was episode 10, but you saw the highlight of Jesse being attacked. Just an amazing. It's fucking amazing. I mean, this game was awesome. 2.5 years, almost 3 years. Well worth the wait. And I'm so happy, like I've mentioned before in the beginning of the stream, I'm so happy to have gone on this journey with each and every one of you. And those that were here with me in the very beginning, those that we picked up along the ways, those that we picked up in the very end. I truly, truly appreciate you and your support. Stranger Danger says, I guess I'm a robot. I guess you are Stranger Danger. If you didn't get goosebumps listening to that song and just like watching that video, just, I mean, it hits in a way. It's wild. It's so good. But it, quite honestly, each and every one of you, it's an honor. It's an honor to have been doing this. It's an honor to have each one of you here, watching, following, subscribing, liking the video, being a member. I truly, truly appreciate it. And we're going to continue. I mean, obviously this channel doesn't stop here. We're going to continue doing other games. We're going to continue picking up other stories. So if there's something that you guys want to see, if there's something that you want me to do next, please, find me on social media, anywhere. The links are all down in the description. Find me, DM me, let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll try to get to it. I will. But obviously this isn't the end of Tongue-Tied Games. I know this was Duskwood was such a huge part of Tongue Tied and this channel, but it's not the end. We will continue on. But you know, I would like to know what you guys want to do. Let's continue on with what you guys want to see. What do you want to see me cover? So what's next? Let's go ahead and see what's next. Your Duskwood code. Oh, you guys got my Duskwood code. Your Duskwood code. Every Duskwood playthrough creates a unique code based on your decisions, relationships, and answers. You can enter this code at the beginning of the new adventure. This code will affect the story and unlock exclusive bonus content for you. And there's the code. I mean, it's just a random code, which is cool. Make sure to keep your code somewhere safe or replay Duskwood to generate a new code. Ooh, you got to replay the whole thing just to generate a new code? Well, there we go. I copied it, so I at least have it somewhere. Top secret. We haven't officially announced the new adventure yet. Everything is still top secret. However, we will begin releasing some small hints soon. Example, on social media. So yeah, I mean, Duskwood and Everbite have their social media, so I'm sure you guys, if you're not already, you're probably following them on Instagram. I don't know if they have a Twitter. I haven't seen if they have a Twitter now, but I know they definitely have an Instagram. They definitely have social medias. So if you haven't, I mean, definitely follow them. That way you can get the latest updates. There is something in the top right corner, though. It says top secret. Can I click on that? Is it possible for me to click on top secret? Oh, it's going to a everbytestudios.com. Interesting. Is that Alan? Is that Alan Bloomgate? Secret preview. You've entered a hidden page about our upcoming detective adventure. Scroll down to reveal the first information available. A new beginning. We want to make your next detective story as exciting and surprising as possible. We think this requires a new case in a new surrounding, including new characters. However, we know that many of you already missed their friends from Duskwood, so we decided to let the new adventure take place in the same universe. This not only means people might recognize you for your accomplishments in Duskwood, but also opens up the chance you eventually cross paths with one of your friends again. Interesting. So we might cross paths with, say, for example, Jake, who we didn't even see in the final episode or the final video. Before you know what? I'll get to it. I'm gonna finish this first, but I do have a theory about something that Hannah saw. I think Hannah saw Jake. I have a theory about that, but it looks like a little detective there. Maybe a little Alan Bloomgate. Got a dead body there. Maybe a murder mystery. Development. The development is still in an early state, and starting a new project of this size is always a huge task. However, we've learned a lot while developing Duskwood, which means we don't really start from scratch. The core vision remains making friends and solving a criminal case together, but this time we will go further. Our goal is to improve your experience in all aspects of the game. It will have everything that made Duskwood fun and plenty of new features beyond that. That looks like Hannah's face right there. It does kind of look like Hannah. Maybe not. I think it looks like Hannah. Come back later. We will update this page with previews and information during the early development process. All information might be subject to change. Once the new adventure gets officially announced, we will turn this into a full website. This page is not listed on our website. Bookmark the link if you want to come back later. Stay in contact. Sign up for the newsletter and follow our social media pages to not miss out on any information. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right, let me get back to the game real quick. All right, so in that last video you saw where Hannah was sitting down and a police officer gave her like a metal cup, probably some coffee or some form of hot beverage. And then Hannah looked up and she looked surprised. I think she saw Jake. I think she was seeing Jake. I don't think that was her looking at Richie. I think Richie stayed where he sat down. And I think she saw Jake. Just the way her expression was, the way she looked up, the way her eyes got wider. I think she saw Jake. Now, granted, we didn't see Jake, and Jake did not reveal. So we as a fan, as a player, we don't know what Jake looks like, which is fine. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. I remember somebody in the early episodes said that if Jake reveals his face, then I had to reveal my face. And seeing as how Jake didn't reveal his face, I guess it doesn't happen. Ha! The first hint, keep your eyes peeled. If you're reading this, you've already missed the first hint that will take you to our secret website. I can't find anything on this page and need help. Oh, we already found that. We found that top secret. We found it. We're good with that. Newsletter, sign up for our newsletter so we can tell you the new adventure is available. Limited special offer, 130 credits. Get the most popular product at a exclusive special for the next playthrough. Oh, for like the coins and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't need that. I did most of it without using the only time I actually used coins for puzzles was in this last episode, because I was thinking to myself, like, I haven't used coins for any puzzle all the way up through episode 10, so I might as well use them to help me complete the puzzles in episode 10 a little bit easier, because the puzzles in episode 10 were I think they were the hardest puzzles out of all the episodes, which makes sense, they should be, but they were definitely the hardest puzzles throughout all of the episodes. Duskwood completed. The next adventure is already in development, blah blah blah. We already did that. Return to last save point. Let's see what happens. Play Duskwood from the beginning. Wow. Return to last save point, which is right where Richie called Jesse. Can we look at his phone call with Jesse? I think we can. No, that's our phone call with Jesse. Is that our phone call with Jesse? Or is this the phone call with... Okay, so we can potentially look back at Jesse's and Richie's phone call. Absolute banger of a game. Absolute banger of a music video. Or music in the back, in the end, and also the video. But I absolutely amazing. I mean, I can't get over how amazing it is. Tons and tons of questions still unanswered. So let's talk about that right now. Obviously, we don't know what Jake looks like, which is fine. I don't need to know what Jake looks like. But let's talk about Phil. Phil is still in jail. Why is Phil still in jail? I mean, they need to get Phil out of jail as soon as possible. ASAP, as soon as possible. Like, Yusef, if I want to submit suggestions for games you could play, I can submit through your social tongue side. Is that is here? Yeah. Anybody, if you want to submit suggestions for games that you would like me to play or to cover, you can DM them to me in my social medias. You can leave comments down below videos in YouTube. You can there's a bunch of different ways that you can do that. Absolutely. And it's you can do that here as well, Yusuf, but if you do it now while live chat is going, I'm probably not going to find it. I'm not going to see it. It's better to do it after the stream is over and make a comment under the actual streamed video, because then I can see it. But you can always go to my social medias and DM me as well, or leave me a comment in any of my social medias. If you're members of my channel, then obviously I have a in my Discord. If you're a member of the channel, you get an invitation to Discord. So there's that as well. In Discord, you can also request or suggest games. Zayna says Phil's new bar is going to be the prison cafeteria. Honey Bear says, my friend said she thought Hannah was trying to send the receipt number to Alan since he was expecting it to be sent in, or he was expecting it, but sent it to Thomas by accident, who thought it was a phone number. So it was a receipt number, but sent it to Thomas, who thought it was a phone number, and it just happened to match our phone number as the main character. It's an interesting theory. Everybody be hanging us on a thread. All the Duskwood fans just want to go to Duskwood for real. I would love to. Clary says, the girl with the lasso, if we get a Jake face reveal, that means everyone's Jake will look the same. I don't like sharing. The Jake in my head is mine only. Plus no face reveal is hot AF. Yeah, yeah, Clary, you're absolutely right. If there is a Jake reveal, then everyone has the same Jake. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I think you're right. A lot of people have their own interpretation of who their Jake is in their own mind, and it might just be better to keep it that way. Phil's innocent, but Alan's got to let Phil out. He has no case against him. He really doesn't. You're absolutely right. Springtrap Beauty, I want to know if Richie says he didn't do anything to Dan's car. Who did? Yeah, that was interesting. Springtrap, I appreciate you. Thank you for reminding me that he did say he promised that he had nothing to do with Dan's car. So is it that Dan actually was too intoxicated and wrecked his own car? Like, is it possible that that's actually what happened? He was drunk and wrecked his car. Did somebody else do something to his car? I don't know. I don't know. Who else would have done something to his car? Phil, maybe? I don't see Phil doing that, but who else would? If it wasn't Richie, if it wasn't the man without a face. And Dan was never marked either. He never got the Duskwood mark of the Raven. So it wouldn't have made sense for the man without a face to do anything to Dan anyways. Jessica, you have a great rest of your night. Thanks for being here with us today. April thinks Dan was just drunk. It's very possible. That's what seems more likely. Courtney, I thought we figured out that he was drunk and did it by himself. I think depending on your responses, you could do that. I think our responses was in favor of Dan and the fact that somebody may have tampered with his brakes. But we did eventually Richie did eventually do an inspection on Dan's car and found that there was nothing, there's no tampering with his brakes or anything like that. So you can assume and you can come to the conclusion that it might have just been Dan and his drinking. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. But don't leave just yet. Don't leave just yet. I am going to do my quick little outro. I'm gonna probably send my thanks again to each and every one of you. But after my outro, I'm going to play that last video once again. And once that's over, then I'll probably cut the stream. So again, Thank you guys very much for being here with me during this entire Duskwood journey. I couldn't ask for a better group of amazing fans, subscribers, followers. I couldn't ask for a better group of tethered to be here and follow me along this amazing journey. Thank you so much. Again, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join the Tethered. If you want to support me or this channel, if you want to support this channel, you can do that in many different ways. There's links down in the bottom. You can check out my merch. You can follow me on all the different social medias. You can simply like, subscribe, comment on videos. You can also join as a member as well. And joining as a member gives you some awesome benefits to being a member, some of which are custom emojis that you get to use. You get a custom badge next to your name. You get an invitation to our tethered community chat in Discord. You get member-only videos, member-only live streams. You get a lot of really cool benefits. You also get some early access to videos before anyone else can get the access to those videos. So if you want, if you feel the need, you can always join as a member if you want to do something else to support me in this channel. Now, with that being said, as always, thanks for watching. Love you all. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Stick around for the video.
You were terrified of frogs. Because Phil put one in your bed when you were a kid. On your first day with us, you thought my dad wasn't the boss but the garbage man. Which he let you believe for like 3 days. You were there when we got my mom's diagnosis. You started crying even before I did.
I don't believe you. You couldn't do any of this. You would never hurt me. Please, tell me that it's not true.
I never wanted to hurt you, Jessie. None of you. And I swear, I never touched Dan's car.
Please.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, Richie. Richie!
Honestly, I thought I thought it would honestly show the very end. It's this one. There we go. This is the one I was looking for. I thought it was going to show the whole thing, but this is what we were looking for.
Will you forgive me all of my fears? See through my scars and wounds and my false beliefs. I will for once now clear the rust of my heart. I let you hold the light that sees through my cards. These luxury shades now may fall out of my eyes. True colors of love and hate cannot be disguised. To me, you're not roses, and I don't need your songs. Just Just be my escape and help me break these walls.